Life is What You Make It by Preeti Shenoy. Ankita is a bright 18-year-old college-going girl. In college, Ankita accomplishes many things. She becomes the art secretary of a college, wins the biggest intercollegiate competitions, gets into an MBA program in one of the most premier colleges of the country. But in spite of all this, things go wrong for her. She starts getting panic attacks where she starts feeling an irrational fear and a sinking feeling in her stomach that just does not go away. She tries with all her might to shake it off, but the harder she tries, the more it grows. An extroverted heart who was used to facing big crowds is in an instant brought down to a level where she is incapable of facing her own friends. To top it all, the Ankita, who was used to devouring book after book, is not able to read and comprehend even a single sentence of a book she knows by heart. Her comprehending abilities go back to the level of a 5-year-old child. The darkness in her room is the only thing that soothes her. Things start getting worse and she tries to attempt suicide, but is stopped by her father. The doctors diagnose her with clinical depression and give her some meds. But the more meds she takes, the worse she gets. The meds just numb her and make her feel empty inside, much like a zombie. She can't take this anymore and decides to jump off of a building. But due to some magical reason, the father senses it and wakes up in the middle of the night and looks for his daughter. She's nowhere to be found, so he heads to the terrace where Ankita is standing on the ledge of the terrace just about to jump. Seeing this, her father feels completely helpless and defeated and just breaks into tears. The next day, she's taken to the best mental health institute in the country and is diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Bipolar disorder is one of the many mental disorders or illnesses that can happen to a person. 1 in every 5 adolescents in India suffer from mental health issues. Over 2 lakh people commit suicide every year, and this number is increasing rapidly, which is why it is important to generate awareness about mental illnesses. Mental illnesses are not something that can be controlled by one's own will or something that you can just shake off and start feeling better. Imagine you having a fracture or an injury in your body. Proper medication and treatment will be required for you to recover from it. What if someone was to come up to you and ask you to just shake it off or advise you to not feel any pain? Would that help? Of course not, it would be retarded. Mental illnesses are injuries to your brain very similar to the injuries to your physical body. The main problem that we face in the Indian society is the stigma and misinformation associated with mental illnesses. It suddenly becomes a disgrace for the person, and as a result, it becomes very difficult to reach out for help. What we need to do here as a collective is be more supportive of our loved ones and get them medical help. Never should a person be made to feel that it's their fault that they are going through something like this. There are certain chemicals in the brain that when released make us feel happier. Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin and endorphins make up the top 4. During a mental illness, the levels of these chemicals in the brain decreases drastically. Indulging in sports, creative activities, hanging out with friends, doing a bit of meditation every day play a huge role in increasing the levels of these happiness chemicals and avoiding mental illnesses. Going back to the story. At the hospital, Ankita meets Dr. Madhusudan, who explains the situation to her and she connects with him instantly. Dr. Madhusudan gives her hope. The only hope she's seen in a long time. At the facility, she starts drawing again, she makes new friends, plays basketball with them, which makes her feel alive again. Slowly and gradually, she starts working towards her reading and comprehending abilities as well. Eventually, after 6 months of hard work and determination, and through grit, she gets back her mental abilities of a 21-year-old adult and is ecstatic. Life is a celebration for her again. She recovers and it's like she's reborn and is ready to start a new life. After she goes back, she takes up creative writing and over the years gains 6 more academic degrees, one of which is a master's in art therapy. She becomes an art therapist and works with schools and corporate clients. She manages a bipolar disorder with no medication whatsoever, thanks to her very supportive spouse and a network of close friends, of course. I'd like to end by saying, it's true that we are the ones responsible for our actions, but it's also true that we're the ones responsible for our inactions as well. So, are doing something, helping someone in need, expressing ourselves, sympathizing with the loved one, and making them feel special at certain times can help save that person's life. God forbid, if something bad happens tomorrow and we know we could have played a part in helping that person avoid that fate, that knowledge, that knowing that we could have done something but still did not, will fill us with a feeling of regret that will exist our entire life.